Hi, I'm Annie Ulichny, and I want to thank you so much for joining in for some meditation and mindfulness practice today. This practice is designed to be really, really helpful, either laying down on a blanket, a yoga mat, on a sofa, or seated. Today I'm going to use a seated, but I encourage you to use either position, whatever is most comfortable for you, and what your body intuitively says, what makes sense for you today. Every day we are different human beings. There's never a day in our life that is like any other day in our life in terms of how we are. We're constantly changing, so our needs may change one day to the next, which is one reason I try to bring to you and introduce a variety of different options so that you can find the practices and the types of things that we do within practices and mindfulness practices as well that you can feel great about moving forward and continued to use in your life. So when we feel anxious, overwhelmed, that sense of urgency, the way sometimes I describe it is I feel like there's a Mack truck right behind me, right at my shoulder blades. We just feel this relentless holding on and tightness and kind of resistance to being open. We're staying attached to this sense of I must do, the sense of urgency and chaotic energy we carry. We feel that, and yet we feel like we need more of that. And the opposite, what we need is true. We need the opposite of that chaotic, urgent tightness. We actually need to soften and relax and find our natural sense of inner peace, which is always there when we soften and release and open to that inner peace that we all have as a part of who we are. So we're going to move from urgent, tight energy to peace and openness and stillness. And so I hope you found your comfortable posture of what your body says it needs today. And if you're seated or if you're laying down, we can close our eyes, turning off that sense of sight brings us a little bit closer to ourselves. And it starts to open us little by little by little over the course of these minutes that we have together to this intuitive, deep peace within us. Calming down, starting to feel our body, feeling the breath coming in and out as we breathe. Maybe noticing that sense of urgency that maybe we feel it in our hands or feel it somewhere in our body. And we can just relax. And once we start to rest the body, the mind gets to rest and everything calms into a greater place of wellness, of health, greater perspective. We really feel like we're much more balanced when we can slow down and stop holding on. We have nowhere to be. We don't have to hold on to our social structures right now. We can just let everything go. So we'll take an inhale through the nose, a big inhale, filling up the body, and release out of the mouth Just a deep release out of the mouth, and also at the same time, pay attention to the jaw, loosening, softening, releasing in the jaw. Take another slow, big inhale, fill up. And now just soften through the shoulders. On the exhale, soften the shoulders. Use our mind's ability to focus and bring all of our focus to the shoulders. Take another inhale, filling up the whole body. And now soften on as we exhale, soften in the belly. Maybe along the rib cage we can feel a tightness. We can soften there and in the soft belly. We'll do that cycle again. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, loosening, softening the jaw. Filling up through the nose. Fill up the whole body. Exhale, soften through the shoulders, maybe even the shoulder blades. Inhale through the nose. Soften through the belly and the rib cage. Just see how we feel, noticing any sensations, noticing any thought patterns, just noticing what's showing up for us here now. And can we start to be a little less attached to that inner thinking? Just let it go by like it's the weather, clouds in the sky. We don't have to be so tightly gripped around our thinking. We could start to feel more into the body, and this brings us to a greater place of calm, stillness, quiet, to help us heal from that chaotic, urgent, stressed state. We can heal by bringing our own focus, our mind's ability to focus, and come into the feet and the legs. Noticing sensations, maybe through the soles of the feet as we scan through the legs and through our hips. If we're laying down, we might feel our backside and our general gluteus area feels more pressure there on the surface underneath us. If we're laying down, we might also feel it up in our shoulder blades as well, or along somewhere on our back. Just really bring your focus to where we're making contact with the floor underneath us. Really feeling that contact. There's a lot of pressure here. It's an obvious place for us to bring our focus. And that place of pressure is also a place where we can intentionally invite some opening, softening. We might feel a melting kind of a sensation of any tension or tightness through our backside into the surface underneath us, just by making the invitation. Can we release tightness and stress and release it down underneath us in these places where we're touching the surface underneath? Gravity is a very strong, energetic force, and it can help us to just soften and release any sense of holding, any restriction. Release it down, down, down underneath us, wherever we're making contact. We could bring some more attention to our spine and our back rib cage area along our back. There is a soft, powerful strength along our spine and our back rib cage area, along our back, our whole backside. There's a strength that's within us that really shows up for us. There's a lot of integrity. It's got its own personality of strong integrity along our spine, all the way from our tailbone up to the back of our skull. Really bring our focus to our backside and just feel this dignity, this alive, powerful strength. It's very dignified, very poised along our back body. We can magnify these wonderful traits, bringing us a more dignified posture. And magnifying these excellent qualities that we all possess. We could bring our focus into our front body, within our torso, our belly button area, our soft lower belly, really feeling this softness, this openness, this sense of energy that we might feel in our lower belly. We release a lot of very happy hormones in our lower belly area within us. This is kind of a happy place. And then our chest area is also our emotional center. There's a lot of really great, positive, happy, contented emotions that run through our front body. There's a lot of happiness, joy, contentedness that lives in our front body, our emotional center. We could really saturate on the feeling along our front body. And it can also be very calming and soothing to recognize all of these wonderful qualities that we naturally and very easily possess. And they're with us all of the time. So our back body is our strength. Our front body is our softness, our happiness. Always with us. We could explore where our thinking mind sometimes takes us. And our thinking mind has a natural way to stay very active within the breathing cycle. The thinking mind sometimes becomes activated at the bottom of our exhales. So we'll give our mind a job to do at the bottom of this exhale. And we'll count 1 to 4 and then repeat 1 to 4 at the bottom of each exhale. And that pattern and rhythm really helps to calm the mind down. So we'll inhale, filling up the whole body. This is in and out through the nose. And then we'll just continue smoothly and easily into an exhale. A slow, intentional, calm inhale, and now the exhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, we'll count 1. Inhaling. Moving to exhaling, finding your own rhythm. A smooth, slow inhale and exhale through the whole body. On the bottom of this next exhale, 2. Inhaling, filling up. Continuing exhaling. At the bottom of the exhale, 3. Inhaling. Really fill up the whole torso. Exhaling, just a natural smooth transition to exhaling at the bottom of the exhale, 4. And now repeat that pattern of 1 to 4, counting on each exhale. And notice if your mind is trying to move you out of being focused on these breaths and where it might go, and gently coming back. Notice if the mind is trying to pull you into thinking. Can we become less attached to our thoughts as we circle and count these breaths? Just let go of the grip we have on our thoughts. Continue to count 1 through 4 at the bottom of each exhale and repeat. Let the thinking continue, because it will, but just let it keep moving by without getting attached to the thoughts. Just stay really focused on the breathing in the body and the count at the bottom of each exhale. Soften that grip as you do on any of the thinking that's taking place. If you notice you get pulled into a thought, see if we can soften and ease that holding on to our thinking. Keep letting go every time we get pulled into thoughts. Come back to the body. Come back to this rhythmic counting 1 to 4. Really bring all of our focus to smoothing out the inhales and the exhales, softening them, making space, creating peace to move forward and open up for us. So wherever we are in this pattern, come to the bottom of this next exhale with your last breath to count, and then let go of that technique and just feel how the body feels. Notice what perhaps thinking patterns you've noticed you've been holding on to, and can we start to release that tight grip on them, feeling more expanded and open in the body. And perhaps we could start to feel the sense of peace that exists within us. Perhaps we can feel it so much, this sense of stillness and quiet within, that it is magnified. This peace is given more space, more availability to help us, guide us, be more calm, more content, stay focused and present in our life. It's almost like we become a cheetah, resting maybe in a tree or on a big stone, resting but very alert, very peaceful, very calm, very poised, savoring the moment, very observant what's happening around it, and very present. We're just like a cheetah or a lion, at rest, very okay, very safe, relaxed, spacious, open to peace and well-being. I thank you so much for the gift of your time and the privilege to practice. And I'm wishing you every bit of peace, just like a lion. Thank you.